Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Learning English is more than just knowing grammar and vocabulary. It's also about sounding more natural when you speak English. Speaking naturally makes your conversations smoother and helps you connect better with native speakers. In this guide, I will explore with you some tips and techniques that help you sound more fluent, relaxed, and confident while speaking English. But before we start, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel for more English learning videos. And let's get started. The first tip I'm going to share with you is to use contractions. So instead of saying I am, they are, you say am, there, and you're. Native speakers generally use contractions when they speak. Let me give you an example. So instead of saying I am going to the store, you say I'm going to the store. The next tip I'm going to share with you is to use filler words, but not too much because it can make your speech less clear. These filler words include well, you know, like, etc. Let me give you an example. Well, I guess we could go later, you know. The next tip I'm going to share with you is to practice intonation and rhythm. English has musical quality. Sometimes your intonation goes up, sometimes it goes down. So notice how native speakers talk or speak and mimic how their intonation goes up and down. Let me give you examples so you can better understand. For example, when we have a yes or no question, our intonation or our voice goes up at the end. Let me give you an example. We have, are you coming? Notice how my voice goes up at the end. Another example, did you finish it? You see, my voice goes up at the end. As opposed to statements when our voice goes down at the end. Let me give you an example. We say, I'm going to the park this afternoon. You see my voice at the end? It goes down. Another example, she loves pizza. Next, you learn common expressions or phrases instead of individual words. Instead of saying, how are you? You say, what's up? Instead of saying, I am ready, you say, I'm all set. The next thing you need to do is to keep it simple. Avoid sounding more complicated or more formal. Instead, try using simple language and short sentences. Let me give you an example. For example, I'll get it done sounds more natural than I shall complete it. The next thing, think in English. What this means is stop translating from your native language. Try to keep it simple, and this makes your conversations smoother and more natural. So instead of translating a whole paragraph from your native language, try to use simple words that you know in English to form your own sentences. And finally, we have listen and mimic. This is also called the shadowing technique. So, listen to YouTube videos, podcasts, watch movies, and mimic the way they talk. Their intonation, their rhythm, the words they say or they express themselves with. I talked about this technique a lot on previous videos because it helps you in gaining confidence in your speech and sounding more natural while speaking English. That was all for today's video. If you have any ideas that you want me to talk about on other upcoming videos, don't forget to share it in the comment section down below or any questions that you want to ask. And thank you for watching.